Hey there guys, this is Robin Hood here bringing you a Shogun 2 Total War Fall of the Samurai replay on the foothill maps, and we are against Brovaharo, or Brovaharo, assuming I got that name correct, but you guys can all see it right there. And last night was the first time that I have jumped on Fall of the Samurai in at least 4 or 5 months. Actually, almost certainly about that long because some of the last replays I posted of it were a whiles back and I had recorded those a long time before, I posted them. So this is something new. This was my first game back, and this guy here, he was a 9-star. We were both 9-star generals, except he was double my rank because he was a silver prestige. But I didn't even really remember what I was doing, so I just brought this army, a white bear infantry, and it looks like, I believe I brought 4 imperial infantry, yeah. Then 1 royal marines here with the 150 range, and then a hidden Tosa rifleman over here. And I didn't want to, this guy had Shinobi Informer, and he had a retainer against my infantry's morale and against my cavalry. And real quickly, you can see I'm shifting these guys. Let me just explain something real quickly. This guy, he has a really crappy infantry corps. It's all this white tiger force, and then there's some more hidden, which are black tortoise force and such. There's one of them. But these guys here, they're all really no good. But the thing is, if he uses them, he has a lot of them. If he uses them just for a second to tie up my infantry center, this is what he's banking on. He's got 4 Imperial Guard cavalry. Oh, these guys are great, firing, mobility. And then he's got 4 Shogunate Guard cavalry. So this can easily destroy my cavalry force, which is 1 Shogunate Guard cav, a Yariki, and a Imperial Guard cavalry. But here I'm trying to get him to come and engage me right here so that he runs into some of my Tosa's fire. And I'm going to pause for just a sec. This army is a very valid setup, and my opponent makes a few mistakes using it, but I'll probably actually try it out. See a win with this if you use it correctly. You just have to tie up these guys long enough for your cavalry to come in and wreck everything. And once your cavalry's engaged, these guys won't be taking fire. They'll just be keep shooting. And then you've got the Imperial Guard cavalry firing in as well. So it's definitely a valid setup. And when I see this, I know that I have to take out his infantry before his cavalry can get me. So I'm going to start shifting all my army over this way, out beyond this hill. And I'm leaving a few units here. And you can see my men here are firing. They're gonna go down. They got a few good kills, but most of all they're just gonna stall that unit while my Imperial Guard cavalry fires. And right here we're gonna be doing a little bit of a dance with our cavalry. He's gonna be chasing me around because if I get engaged with his cav, it is over. And right here, for some reason, I forgot to keep these guys moving, and they're gonna go now. So I don't know, that was my one micro mistake, and here I have my general running away now. I'm lining up some Royal Marines, and I'm going to charge down this Shogunate Guard cav into these guys here. And my Royal Marines and this other Imperial Infantry going on there. But you can see basically it's just a bunch of running back and forth. It's a small engagement over here. Got my Imperial Guard cavalry chasing and shooting down. And these guys here, they're still shooting at my routing Tosas, which looks like 5 of which survive. But you can see we're getting some good volleys. Right now, the main thing I want to take down is his Shogunate Guard cavalry, because I can outshoot his Imperial Guard cavalry just fine. My main thing, and right here you can see just the firepower of those guys. They're shredding this unit as I run away. So these guys are going to rout. There goes my Imperial Guard cav. But, and I'm going to chase these guys off one more time. These guys, though, the Shogunate Guard cav is my threat because they are the ones that would charge into my lines and wreck them up. Even if I was taking fire from the Imperial Guard Cavalry, I'm confident in my troops' ability to outshoot these guys really quickly and then turn around and face them. But right now I'm in a dangerous position. I have two units over here. They're both really nice. These guys are really dangerous to that Imperial Guard Cavalry over there, and my general also has the 155 range in this, but my army is split, and over here I'm moving these guys, but I had to seal off from that cavalry, and right now this guy has the mobility, and this could have been a problem for me. He's running all of his cavalry back over this way to deal with this flank, so I am bringing my cavalry units over. They'll be there in enough time to stall them, and I'm going to move these two units to the center and my general back to my army, just for the morale support. But watch this. Once my men actually line up and get to start going at these white bears, or not white bears, what am I talking about? White tiger force here. They're just going to get absolutely shredded. They're barely doing anything to my forces. Just because look at their accuracy, 15, reload 15, compared to my accuracy of 45 and reload of 59, so we're basically just going to absolutely destroy them. And he's not going to move in with any speed here. Really, he should have continued making me come to him, because with these units, first shot is essential, or else they're just going to get shredded, as you can see. But that's not going to happen, and I'm gonna completely obliterate his right flank here, and I'm sending my Shogatai forward just to get into their lines. My general's taking a few stray rounds, but that's all fine. Right here I'm gonna pull back my right flank so that this cavalry can be stopped. There's still 3 Shogunate Guard Cav, very dangerous, and a ton of Imperial Guard Cavalry. And up here, I am turning my Royal Marines. Really, they're my best unit on this battle. Let me pause it one more second, just so I can explain this. And it would have been a great benefit for me to have them over here, but they were more, since they're so good, a deterring factor. That's why they're over here. So they're not going to do much this battle, but they did serve their purpose. And now I can use them to ward off these 2 units. And then if you look in the center, I have my cavalry going in. You would think I should target his cavalry, but once again, like I said, I have to take out his infantry before his cavalry can do any work on me, so that I can focus purely on that cavalry, because once he no longer has infantry to back it, he is in a lot of trouble, because I have more range than his Imperial Guard cavalry, and it's really easy to turn and face them. But here you can see the charge coming in. These 2 units of Shogunate Guard Cav are going to get shredded, and you can see he is getting some really nice volleys. In this unit here, I put my men into guard mode just so that they can hold against this charge, and I have double lines back here, so these guys are going to start firing down into it and make sure that those guys go down. But you can see it's really just kind of chaos. I have these units moving in to wrap things up. My Royal Marines over here. And these guys are going to open fire on this unit up here and make them rout. There they go. They're even facing the wrong way. He didn't notice they were back. And my Shogatai are just kind of wrapping these guys up here. You can see all this. I was hoping these guys would come into range. They almost did. Almost. But at this point, this guy no longer has any Shogunate Guard Cavalry, just these Imperial Guard Cavalry. And there he shot quite a few of his own horses, actually. Huh? Not all of these were from that. Some of these were my men, but he just shot a few of his own because he's in that mob there. But they have now wrapped up the last of my units. And there goes one more guy, just shot off his horse. He really should not have his cavalry blobbed up here. But basically, my opponent was very kind this whole battle, and here I'm running my Shogatai back. They're taking fire, but I'm hoping that he keeps chasing them and comes into my range. I can't remember if it happens or not, though. But yeah, my opponent was very kind, and, you know, he made a few mistakes. You definitely could win even, you know, against this army here, definitely too, with that setup, it would, you know, you just have to coordinate everything correctly. And the engagement over here really was what kind of set it up, because he was so focused on this that I was moving my troops over here, and the result is, you know, this bloodshed on the hill here. I mean, really, I have not lost that many troops. All of this was from that charging volley up to the line. And it's at this point I'm trying to move these guys down this way to get this cav. He's running away with it right now. I've got my Marines. He could have done a quick attack and taken out this unit or another thing. And there's one routed, but slightly, you know, slightly routed, about to rout. Hidden unit right there. So we're going to fast forward for a second. There you can see them. And I'm going to have these guys just go attack them in a second here. His cav's moving around the back. So there's that fire. They're off, running away. And now, it looked to me as if this guy was sending his cavalry to reinforce. He has two units here. One black tortoise force and one white tiger force. The other one is hidden, and I figured he was going to make his last stand here. But you can see this, you know, battle has taken place all the way around the map now. So it was a fun one. I actually really enjoyed it, and this was a cool map to have that kind of cavalry, not cavalry, running around. So at this point, I know I have to deal with these guys here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my Royal Marines, just because they haven't done much, and one of my Imperial Infantry over to take them out. Actually, no, I'm going to send my White Bear Infantry, and he's going to send all of his cavalry to take away this dojo from me. The farmhouse there, increasing my stamina, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to be running around much, because there's no point in chasing his cavalry army. He's going to realize sooner or later that he's going to have to come to me, because I'm never going to catch him. So you can see here I'm just kind of setting up. I'm going to take this dojo away from them, or him, not them. And I'm just going to form kind of a little area here so that I can quickly shift for wherever his cavalry is going to come from. Oh, and I am going to send my Shogatai with these guys. So we'll fast forward again. You can see lining up. And he's going to retreat down the hill. Why? I am not quite sure. Maybe he figured because it would make me have to get closer, and then my 150 range would be negated. That's actually probably the most reasonable, because this guy's won like 250 battles, so I don't know if he's won with this army or if this was something new for him. But, you know, he knew how to play, so I'm figuring that it wasn't just him figuring he'd be better off downhill, because that gives him an advantage. I'm pretty sure it was to negate my 150 range. And my Shogatai are just going to cut through these guys. You can see how many of them are dead from that. And here I am turning around my White Bears, because he tried to get on my flank with this Imperial Guard cavalry. And he is going to get the first shot just because these guys are so fast at shooting. But we're going to respond here with a volley, and that's going to be the end of these guys. So they're going to fully shatter and rout. And that's the end of them. And my Shogatai have made short work of all of this. They took some losses in the charge due to gunfire, but besides that, you can just see all of the yellow on the ground. Killed by my Shogatai. Look at that guy. He's absolutely soaked in blood. So he has been doing some work. And let's see over here. At this point, you can see I've shifted my lines a little bit while that was all going on. Now I'm bringing my men back over. And it's at this point that my opponent goes ahead and says, "Good game" in the chat. He's like, "I can't win this now." So I was expecting a suicide charge. And I'm just lining up, getting ready for that. It wouldn't have been that all, you know, hard to beat one volley from my guns, and these cav units are so wrecked that when they hit my lines, it's over. But He's going to go ahead and admit defeat, but, you know, it wasn't just one of those rage quits. He was very nice and told me, and that's that. So we will take a look at the statistics from that battle now. Was that game fun from Fall of the Samurai? Yes. And this game can be fun. It's just when you face some of the veteran armies, you know, it's not like you can't beat them, but you have to play a certain way to beat them. And my thing with Total War is I believe it should be an open game, if you know what I mean. It's like there's multiple ways to win the battle. And against some of these armies, there's not like the 150 range spams and stuff. You have to do very specific things, and I want to play the game the way I want to play. And if I lose legitimately, that's great, but we'll see if I end up playing more of it or not. And there's the statistics. He actually deployed more than me just because he brought all the cheap infantry. And we'll see here. My Shogutai doing the best because they wrecked those 2 units at the end. Imperial Infantry, my Shogunate Guard Cavalry. My Cavalry did very well for what they were up against. And then you can see down here my Royal Marines only lost 3 but got 40 kills. But still, usually these guys are the ones top of the list because of the 150 range. It does so much in this game, but this time they served as a fear factor to hold units in place and keep that cavalry on that flank. But that's that for today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe for more if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching.